Hello, little gay people in my phone. Welcome back to another episode of Glass Closet. With me, Bitnia, and Malia.
Hey.
Our third guest, the first lesbian guest on the podcast.
That's crazy.
I know, which is crazy. And I'm going to try and give, no teleprompter, a summary of at least, like, we're going to expand on it, but what I know you from. Many
Oh my God,
things.
I'm so excited.
The multi-hyphenate of the moment, actually.
Oh, right.
Like, bartender at historic lesbian bar Cubbyhole.
Well,
Singer of the National Anthem at many a queer basketball game. And creator of incoming web series Hating Lesbians. Does that sound about right?
I mean, yeah, I guess so. Like, so true. I'm like, when you say it like that, it sounds so impressive.
And
I love hearing it.
Like, busy.
Yeah, well.
I feel like the first time I ever was like, hey, Malia, like, hey, what's up, was when I saw that you commented on a TikTok about cat's eye. And I'm really into cat's eye.
Oh
And I was like, I didn't know anyone else who was like into cat's eye.
Yeah.
So I was like, hey.
Yes. I love cat's eye.
Oh my God, yay, okay.
Last night I was like, tomorrow I'm going to go on this podcast, I'm going to talk about cat's eye. And one of my friends went, what's cat's eye? And I was like, what's cat's eye?
I'm like, do you have 2 hours? Like,
literally, I was like, so, okay. I start naming them all, talking about which countries they're from, and they were like, that's enough.
I feel like cat's eye has potential to like be the next big girl group in the West.
I think they're going to take over the world.
I agree.
The
and I
entire
think
world.
they need to.
Yeah.
For context, this is actually not even the first episode I mentioned cat's eye on. I talked about them
You
all
should
the
be
time.
mentioning them in every
I
episode.
think I might. I think this is my thing, but essentially Netflix documentary, global girl group was formed, and this docuseries shows their journey. And they
Fun
end
fact,
up,
actually, I haven't seen it.
you haven't seen the Netflix. Okay, so you were there from Dream Academy.
So I saw clips of it, and I was like, this seems really stressful. Competition shows stress me out
really
so bad.
stressful.
Especially as, like, I did musical theater, so, like,
Right.
seeing these girls, like, dance and sing, and I'm like, oh my God, like, I'm so worried about you, and I'm so stressed, and they're so young.
Yeah,
So I was
literally,
like, I
they're
can't watch
babies.
it, I just need to know who wins. I just need to know who wins, and then I'll support them no matter what.
No, that's fair. I feel like I had no idea who they were when I saw Popstar Academy come up on my Netflix homepage, and I said, click immediately. Like, that's my shit.
Yeah.
And I don't really love, like, competition shows, but I love documentaries. So I loved that it was, like, a follow doc. It's more, like, verite. Like, it's not to be all filmy, but, like, it was really well done. And then I also just love art, like, artists.
Yeah.
Like, because I've also been, like, I'm not much of, like, a stan, or I've never been into K-pop. Like, my really only stan experiences was, like, with drag queens, and, like, that was just me being gay. You know, it's gay stuff. So I'm here, like, why am I so enthralled with cat's eye?
Yeah.
But I think it's because I'm such a person driven by story and seeing their journey to just, like, being a group, and now the next part of the story is just, like, seeing them slay.
Literally.
At Jingle Ball and whatever they're doing.
Oh my God, they're Jingle Ball outfits.
They're Jingle Ball outfits.
Oh my God. No, I completely, like, that makes perfect sense. I found out about it after I saw videos of them on TikTok, and then I saw trailers for it, and I was like, oh, those are the girls I just saw.
Literally.
That's crazy. I saw, like, some clips. I saw, obviously, a lot of the, like, drama that everybody won't shut up about.
Yeah.
That's, like, clearly doesn't matter anymore.
Yes.
And my roommate watched the whole thing and, like, gave me, like, the synopsis, so I didn't have to be, like, anxious about it.
Yeah.
I just love them.
I just love them.
And when I see clips of their live streams, and I'm like,
Wow.
I love you guys. And I actually did stan. I did,
Yeah?
like, stan for much of my life.
Wait,
Like,
okay, where were you standing? Who were you standing?
oh, the biggest one, I would say, was 5 Seconds of Summer.
Oh, Raw. No, yeah.
Yeah,
That's so
that
fair.
one was big. It was serious fan meetups in my hometown, seeing them in concert multiple times.
Yeah. So you were committed. You were dedicated.
Yeah. I'm also autistic, so it got to the point where it was, like, so intense and all encompassing that I, like, had to, like, step away because I was like, I'm not well. Like, this is not healthy. Which is usually, like, I feel like how being a stan of things works, which is why I've never gotten super into K-pop. I, like, helped, like, a friend of mine that was really into them for, like, years, like, host, like, fan meetups, but I never was, like, super into it because I was like, if I start standing something that's designed to be stan,
True.
I will not survive it.
Yeah.
So
It's intense there.
Yeah.
On K-pop Twitter.
And so that's what I like about Cat's Eye, specifically the fact that it's, like, they were formed like a K-pop group, but they're just, like, a girl group that's, like,
yeah.
for everyone, that I see clips of them and I like it and I look at their outfits and I listen to their music.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, slay,
I'm
love
gonna
you
walk
guys.
away now.
Yeah.
But I'll see you later.
Now I'm done.
Yeah,
But I don't need to.
exactly. it's
care
not
that
all
much.
encompassing.
Yeah.
I think it's also different because, like, what, you're, like, 24, 23? Yeah, I'm 23, and I feel like if I was 17 right now and I just saw Cat's Eye dropped, I might not be well.
Oh,
I might not be well.
No,
but I feel like it's nice to still, I think our generation is so formed by stan culture, and it's nice to, like, see that transition to how, like, we all were there, you know?
Yes.
In, like, 2016, 2017, and Tumblr and Twitter. It shaped us, all, especially if we're gay. The gay people were all shaped a little bit by some piece of media or a band or a movie, and now we're here. And it's interesting to see how, like, that imbues the culture and the people that we are as, like, adults, and will continue to, but, like, perhaps in healthier ways as we all learn and grow.
Especially because they're younger than us.
Yeah, exactly.
Those are, like, little girls.
Literally, though.
And I care about them deeply as people, and I'm like, I hope you're okay.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to be, like, commenting, like, did you see the way that she looked at her in this clip?
Oh my God,
like,
no.
like,
yeah, the toxic things that come with stan culture.
Yeah.
You know, it's more of a protective energy over, like, because we've seen the worst of it. Honestly, it'll never be as bad as it was in, like, 2016. Like, you know.
Yeah.
Well, I hope not. But
oh my God, my 5 sauce stan Twitter in 2016. It's still there.
Real?
I won't say the username.
Wow.
But I can't delete it because I don't remember the password. And every so often I'll, like, return to it and be like, sometimes it feels like you haven't changed as a person a lot. And then you go back and look at your stan Twitter from 2016 and you're like, oh, I'm different.
I'm different.
I'm different. Things have changed.
That is so fair. Like, even posting content, again, this is, like, my same channel that I've had on YouTube since I was, like, 11 years old.
That's so real. That's, like, that is the realest thing I've ever heard in my life.
I'm, like, going back looking through my old videos and I'm like, oh my goodness. Like, I used to make on this channel, like, I was really a drag stan. Like, I was really there.
I love that.
I would make drag reaction videos to, like, episodes of Drag Race. And
I'm gonna watch all of them.
Oh, they're private down.
Okay,
Private down. Maybe I'll leak something, but it's like me, and I'm 17, I'm in my room, and I'm talking about, like, I'm gonna go to New York, and I want to see Bianca Del Rio. And, like, it's just, like, I'm reacting and giving, like, these nuanced critiques on, like, fashion and makeup.
Yeah.
And girl, come on, you live in New Jersey. What's wrong? Like, let's be serious. What are we talking about if her thigh highs are an inch too long? Like, that's crazy. But, like, I do definitely bring, like, a positive vibe to, I think, like, at the time, drag stan culture was very, like, catty. And I'm, like, this little girl who's talking about, like, and then people were fighting about this, but then I think we can all be nice. And those videos did, which I forgot, like, get traction. And people were, like, and these are, like, probably gay guys who are around the age I am now, like 23-year-old gay guys who like Drag Race, and I'm like this 17-year-old girl from the suburbs talking about, you know, like, and I'm spitting facts about, like, this past winner is this person's drag daughter, stuff I don't even recollect now.
Of course.
But, like, myself, like, just knew, and there's a real sweetness in having archival, I guess, of, like, a past version of yourself.
Oh my God, when you said you've had the same YouTube since you were 11, the one that I've had, because, like, I went through my Instagram, like, my last day of middle school and, like, cleaned it out because I was like, I'm different now. But my Pinterest remains completely intact. I've never deleted anything from Pinterest. And that's not, like, pictures of me or anything like that, but it's, like, a full catalog of every interest I've ever had that I found important enough to, like, pin things about. That is crazy. Yeah. And, like, I feel like that's a nice, like, it is nice to have the internet to keep, like, a record of the person you used to be.
True.
And it's terrifying that's there. And also that it exists only on the internet and might go away.
True.
But it's so sick to be able to look back on now, specifically at 23, to be like, oh my God, like, 12 years ago, I had a full Pinterest board of Doctor Who pickup lines. Shouldn't have admitted that just now, but I did. And we can all sit in this moment together and know that things were embarrassing at the time.
Yeah, but we all have that, you know? We all have our version of, like, Doctor Who pickup line Pinterest board.
Yeah, God, I hope so. That's so embarrassing.
As gay people, I feel like, at least, like, I think that, how do you feel about, this is interesting, like, lesbians specifically in, like, stan culture?
Oh, what a question. Well, what's funny about it is that, like, I was never a stan of, like, I, like, got, like, pretty into, like, Fifth Harmony and Little Mix, but, like, I was never, like, a stan of, like, any women, like, ever. Internalized misogyny, obviously. And I, like, really steered clear of, like, lesbian media, like, lesbian-centered media as a child, like, because I was terrified of it. I didn't watch The L Word for the first time until last year.
Wow.
I know. Sorry, guys. But I was always, like, obsessed with things like Doctor Who and stuff that was, like, about mostly, like, men.
Yeah.
Because I just, like, I don't really, like, internalize misogyny. Like, I was like, this is what I feel safe idolizing in this culture, especially as, like, the weird black girl in a place where there's, like, very few black people. Yeah, like, I was like, I'm already weird enough. Like, it's got to be Doctor Who and, like, Harry Potter, and, like, that's it. Because if I do, like, I'm already a stan of, like, 5 Seconds of Summer. Like, I can't get any weirder than that. So, like, I can't be idolizing gay stuff. I can't be, like, queering out, even though I was, like, openly bisexual in high school. I was like, it has to be, like, I still have to worship men just to keep it all, like, contained.
Protective.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Exactly. Yeah. It's interesting because I feel like I also was openly bisexual in high school. I also was, like, I went to a PWI. I was, like, the one kind of odd, a little off-putting black girl in the room.
Felt that one.
And then you give it time, and I felt like I kind of, I guess I've gotten to the point where I'm 10 years out from 13. I'm like, let me psychoanalyze why I did everything that I did and how I got here.
What was I doing?
What was I doing? Like, I feel like the only thing I was, like, passionate about was, like, well, I mean, I was passionate about a lot of stuff, but that I recollect was, like, drag. And I'm like, how come I didn't get bullied more? Like,
oh my God, I ask myself that all the time.
Like, I went to my first Pride as an ally in 8th grade. My mom took me because thanks, shout out to my mom.
She was like, you seem kind of gay.
You seem kind of gay. But it was really to see my favorite drag queen at the time, Bianca Del Rio, who I had a stan page for. And I was spent all the time, I didn't march or nothing. I was, like, on Instagram, like, where's Bianca? Where's Bianca? Yeah. And at the end of the day, I see her. She's standing right in front of me. I'm 12 years old, mind you. She just walks right past me. I'm devastated. Oh. I get on my phone. She blocked me. She blocked my personal account. Because I was just like...
Because you were looking for
I was in her comments, like, hunting. Like,
and that's the kind of thing that you learn about, like, when you have parasocial relationships as, like, a child and a teen, and then you become an adult, and you're like, oh... got it.
Yeah.
That was a little much.
That was a little much.
And I was a child, so I didn't know.
Right.
Like, do you remember on Twitter when, like, the thing was, like, if one of, like, a celebrity followed you, you could make a group chat and put, like, other people that they didn't follow in the group chat so they could try to message them? That was huge in the 5 Sauce fandom.
Oh, I didn't know
that was big.
I didn't know that was happening.
If you got, like, a fan account got followed by, like, say, Callum Hood, who was my favorite. Love you, Callum. We would put, like, 10 of the most annoying teenage girls ever in a group chat with him so they could spam him to try to, like, talk to him. I don't know why. And, like, now as an adult, I'm like, that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life, and I'm certain they hated it so much. Oh. But, like, at the time, like, all I could think was, like, I just want him to know how much I love him.
Real.
Like, but it's crazy. It's a crazy thing to do.
But I also feel like there's something that really resonates, like, being, like, a young girl in the world. Yeah. And, like, being just, like, insane about stuff.
Yes.
Like, and I don't want to lose that.
I was going to say, I hope they never lose that.
Yeah, no. And it's still in me. Like, even the memes that are, like, I am a 23-year-old teenage girl. Or, like, you know those memes where it's, like, like, what is it? The one where it's, like, just demons in the back? Like, demons over, I'm going to insert it. And then it'll be, like girl something.
Yes,
just, like,
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Girls when they, like, have to call their mom. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just, like, some
Me
stuff
when someone
about,
calls me without texting first.
Literally, like, just something that's so, and I think there's something going on with the culture in terms of, like, the ways disillusionment, like, evil monster backdrop over, like, just girly things.
Yes.
Or girl dinner, or, like, just things that have come up in terms of, like, femininity and like, being girls, and also just the reason, there's something also there with why the Barbie movie was very much like Feminism 101. Like, I just feel like...
Yeah, I honestly, like, I've been thinking about that a lot, and, like, specifically about decentering men, because, like, the identity of a woman has always been, like, a relationship to a man. Yeah. And, like, your role in society is, like, what you do for men, how you serve men, how you appeal to men. And I think that all of us are like, fuck, like, what does it mean to be a girl if I don't give a fuck about any man that's alive?
Yes.
Like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
So, like, what does that mean? And especially as someone who's, like, I'm very hyper femme. obviously. I would prefer to wear all pink every single day. And I'm like, but like, what does it mean? Like, I saw the Barbie movie and was moved by it and loved it. And I took my mom to see it and we cried. But I was like, I know these things already. Like, I know that men are stupid and that women should rule the world, obviously. Obviously. But like, is it pain? Because, like, that comes through a lot with, like, those memes and, like, the audios that are, like, what it means to be a girl. And it's, like, the Lana Del Rey song over, like, a million women screaming. But, like, that is kind of, like, what it is now in this transitional period of, like, we are not wives. We are not housewives anymore. No. We are people with credit cards and opinions and jobs. And men are so lonely. Act right then. Yeah. And maybe a woman will like you. Maybe. If you're lucky, but that's not us, though, but that's not what they're here for anymore. Like, not us, obviously, but that's not what women are here for. Like, there's and they should be crazy about everything. Yeah. Because we deserve it. We deserve to be crazy. Yeah. Like, I just feel like so much has happened, and like I feel like this is just the first time, maybe this is a bold statement, that like women have as much autonomy and space as we have, and also kind of none at all, like, weirdly enough. Like, just like we're so aware of what's officially possible for us, but like they still like really they not really fucking with us still. Like, so it's like, and you can only ever do it wrong. You have it all, but that's bad too. Like, there's, like, a woman that has, like, a perfect relationship and a perfect job and a perfect family, and people are still like, oh, my God, like, you're so annoying. Yeah. Like, there's never been a right way to be a woman because there's no right way to be a person. Real. But there is a right way to be a person, and it's to be a lesbian. That's the correct answer. In my opinion. And that's pretty much the only way to win. Yeah. I'm trying to, like, really get everybody into lesbianism. Yeah. I've been trying to convince my mom. She's not gay, never has been gay. That's amazing. She's sick of me. I'm like, Mom, men are evil. She's like, I know. I'm never going to be in a relationship again. I'm like, period. But what if think about it. You found the perfect butch lesbian? Yes. Would you consider it? And she's like, no. Because she just really isn't gay. And some people aren't. Some people aren't gay. I've heard. I know. It's weird to me. And so I have this conversation with her, like, a lot. And she's like, you can't turn me gay. But I have before turned people gay. I got accused of turning people gay a lot as a child. Really? Yeah. In what way? Well, my mom's really accepting. So I was, like, bisexual in 8th grade. Like, Pride Parade. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. My mom also took me to a Pride Parade and was like, you're seeming kind of gay. Do you want to go to this? You're seeming kind of gay today. Yeah. And she would always be like, you should be gay. Men are evil. And I was like, slay. Like, I will. Heard. Yeah. She's so proud of me. But I would, like, have friends who were, like, religious or their parents were, like, conservative. And I'd be like, it's okay to be gay. You can be gay at my house. And then their parents would be like, what have you done? Why did you do this? She's on Tumblr posting pictures of Brendan Urie now. Fuck. Brendan Urie. Oh, it was always Brendan Urie. Oh my God, girls, boys. Like, yes. No, I can't believe you brought that up. That's literally it. Like, that was it. That was, my friend actually baked an image of that music video into a cake to come out as bisexual to me in, like, 8th grade freshman year. Oh my God. It was that serious. That's fantastic. Yeah. I want to come out again. With Brendan Urie? With a cake of some sort. I'm going to put something in it. Okay, when I came out as lesbian, no cake. No cake? No cake at all. Well, actually, no party. Let's do one. Nothing. Let's do a coming out party. Oh my God, that's there will be cake. There will be cake. Just so everyone knows, by the way, we didn't even say, like, we're gay. Yeah. Like, if anyone... Is everybody clear on that? Lesbians. Any questions? How would you describe Cubbyhole to someone who has never heard that in their life? Oh my God. It's like... if a lesbian bar was also, like, a little bit of, like, a living room. That's kind of what I really like about it, is that it's, like, until, like, I don't know exactly what year, don't quote me on this, but there was, like, a law against, like, dancing in small spaces in New York. Oh. And so you were not allowed to dance at Cubbyhole at all, so people were just, like, sitting around, like, talking. And I kind of love that vibe. Like, if you want to dance, go to Henrietta Hudson. Like, exactly. This is down the street. Yeah, this is for yapping. Yapping, chatting, singing. Yeah, and, like, the ceiling is covered in random shit. So if you get... Can we get an insert? Oh, at the ceiling? Oh, my God. Yeah, I thought it. Oh, yeah, there it is. Beautiful. So imagine you're, like, on a date, but you're awkward, and you're just like, oh, my God, look at that thing on the ceiling. Like... Me many a time. Tiny. Teeny tiny itty bitty, the size of a cubbyhole. And I love it more than life itself. So, yeah.
Cubbyhole has, like, long been my go-to first date spot, where I'm like from, like, an app, I'm like, what if we just went to Cubby and talked on, like, a Wednesday when it's chill vibes?
Yes, exactly.
I feel like it's such a good place to, like, get to know someone and feel, like, safe.
Yeah.
You know? I love Cubby.
Me too.
So, what was the first time you went to Cubby, like, before you worked there? Or was it when you started working there?
No, I went when my partner at the time turned 21, like, they were like, you have to wait for me. And I was like, 3 months of me being like, I don't want to go to the lesbian bar so bad. But I was respectful and I waited. And we actually went to Henrietta Hudson first, and we're like, oh my God, this is so cool, so fun. I walked into Cubbyhole, like, 2 days later and was like, oh my God, I have to, like, be here all the time. I had, like, the people that worked there to me were like celebrities, and I was like, I just want to be like you so bad. Like, yeah. I was like, the parasocial relationship was immediate as soon as I walked in. And yeah, I just like had like a cute little night with like my partner at the time and my roommate, and we just danced a little bit, a respectful amount, not too much.
We're law abiding.
Yeah. And I just like loved it. It was so like gay because of all the like colors. I really like the decoration and stuff, and I was like, I want to work here so bad. So immediately I start plotting, and I'm like, I'm not gonna say anything yet, it's my first time here. We start going more often. I love to quit my jobs, so like I was unemployed at a certain time and was going there like every day, and I would always bring like a really nice pre-roll, and I would offer it to one of my best friends now, Marissa, and I would never ever ever do anything other than that. I would walk up and I'd go, hey, do you want to have some of this weed? And they'd go, yes, and then I would leave and not talk to them at all or ask them any questions and pry at all, to be like, look, I'm cool, like I'm normal, like I don't even like, I don't have any questions about who you are as a person.
I'm not invested at all, like I'm just here to bring you weed.
Literally, like I'm just so cool, I don't even care.
Yeah.
And then after like months of that, and they like started recognizing me, I was like, okay, I'm in. I asked one time, I said, so hypothetically, like, how do you get a job here? Just wondering, like, no reason. And they famously laughed in my face and said someone either has to die or move to California, because it's a tiny bar.
Right.
We have like 3 people max working at the same time, so it is hard to get in there. And I was like, period. And they were like, if you really want to though, like, just be seen around, like helping out, like be cool and chill, like gather glasses, that sort of thing, and you know, whatever. I got really, really, really lucky, and they needed like extra help around Pride Month, like in, when was that? 2023. So like I started going there like late 2022. 9 months later, they were like, we need a little extra help, like for Pride Month, like because the line gets so crazy. And I was like, I literally collapsed on the ground on my knees, and I was like, yes, yes, I will.
You know that Sweet Life of Zach and Cody where he's like, my 6-month plan worked?
Yes, exactly like that. I was like, guys, I did it. And it was just like, genuinely, like they were like, we need help for like one day, like maybe we had an outdoor space at the time. They were like, you can help like deliver drinks to the people sitting outside, like for like a couple weeks, that's it. And I was like, my life is so perfect and beautiful. I did it. And then I left for like a month in July of that year, and when I came back, they were like, so we have a teeny tiny opening, just a teeny tiny one,
A Cubbyhole.
yeah, 1 day a week doing the door.
Okay.
1 day a week. And I was like, I would literally kill a man to do that. So yes, yes, I would like to. And that was August of 2023. It is now 2025. I've just started bartending. So the lesson is you have to be really patient.
But passionate.
Yes.
Like, you got there from grit and drive.
Yeah.
Like, that's incredible.
Yeah. I really am not someone who I think of as being like a really hard worker or very patient. So I think it's just like the lesbian bar magic that like...
It's the passion for it.
Yeah.
I feel like. It's like when you care about something.
Yes.
And I get that.
I care so deeply about the lesbian bar. That's like the main thing I need people to know about me.
Can I get like your takes on the other lesbian bars?
Yeah. I've been to all of them at least once.
Okay.
So obviously Cubbyhole's my number one.
Period.
That's my girl, that's my
fair.
wifey.
That's fair.
I am often seen at Henrietta Hudson.
Often. It can be, it's been alleged.
Yeah. I've been accused of
attending.
Going to Henrietta Hudson.
Same.
I'm friends with essentially every single person that works there,
Period.
obviously, because of, like, solidarity.
Of course. They're so close.
Yeah, and it's just, like, if I'm at Cubbyhole and I'm not working and I'm like, I don't really want to be here anymore, but I still want to be out, like, I'll walk 10 minutes to Henrietta Hudson. I'll shake some ass.
A little bit. That's a treat.
Yeah, just a little bit. And sometimes it's nice to, like, not have to control the vibe on the jukebox. Because people really can't be trusted with that sometimes. And it's nice to have a professional doing it like the way they have it at Henrietta Hudson. Gingers is so cute and fun.
Love gingers.
Love gingers. And whenever people are like, how would you describe gingers? I'm like, it's what people want Cubbyhole to be in terms of space. Like, they have a backyard, there's, like, a pool table. I play pool sometimes, but I would so much rather watch other lesbians play pool.
Oh my god, absolutely.
So I'll just, like, stand in the back and be like, oh, good shot.
Wait, do you know how many times someone has taught me how to play pool at Ginger's? I'm like, I don't know how to. I can't. Can you help me with this? Like, that's, like, why I go.
Exactly. Literally, exactly. I'm going to smoke in the backyard, and then I'm going to come in and be like, will someone teach me how to play pool?
It's just so, can you just hold my weak elbow? I can't even lift it.
And the bush.
The bush. The new addition. The baby of the bunch.
The new girl in the villa. The bush eats.
I love the bush.
I've been there like 3 times because it's so hard for me to get to. But every time I'm like, oh, slay. And it's a completely different vibe than any other bar.
Absolutely.
And I actually met the director of Hating Lesbians, Sharese, at the bush, obviously.
Serendipity.
Yes.
Serendip.
Yeah. And it's like, I went there also the first time I ever watched the movie Bound was at a screening at the Bush, and that is an experience. To see Bound for the first time in a room full of dykes at the Bush, I'll never forget that. Like, beautiful experience. So yeah. I love lesbian bars. That's all.
No, because I feel very passionately. I've made many a TikTok talking about, that's why I was like scared. I've said some things. I don't know what you've seen, but no, I love lesbian bars.
Yeah.
It's something I'm deeply passionate about. So I really feel seen by you.
I feel seen by you.
I really seen by that. Oh, so you mentioned Hating Lesbians.
Sure did.
You mentioned Sharese.
Always do.
Oof. What's the spiel? I'm here honestly digging for some. Look at that. Yeah, we got the Lego.
So, like, making stuff is hard.
Real.
I don't know if anybody knew that. I sure didn't.
Just found out.
Yeah. I literally found out. I was like, wait, why isn't this easier? Basically, the story goes, it's all TikTok. It's always TikTok.
Lovely.
It's where it all starts. I have been in, like, for the past couple of years, like, I can, like, make a thing. Like, I'm creative. I could, like, make something. And so I started just, like, writing down ideas and just being, like, what I want my art to, like, teach people, like, what do I want to talk about? And there was a lot of, at the time on TikTok, conversations about, like, bisexual women having, like, allyship with lesbians in order to decenter men, and how we can, like, help them with that and be like, look, like, even though you want to have sexual and romantic relationships with men, you can decenter them from your life.
Real.
Let's, like, talk about it together. And I was like, oh, I love that. And I started writing something that I thought was so original. And I was mistaken because it was the pilot of The L Word. It was literally shot for
You made a TikTok about this and I saw it.
It was so fucking embarrassing. Like, genuinely, to imagine, like, I started writing the whole thing, like, literally, like, I was, like, in my notes app, like, creating characters and, like, planning the pilot. And then dead ass, like, it was, like, Jenny moving into a house with her fucking boyfriend next to the lesbians, seeing them have gay sex in the pool, like, the whole fucking thing.
Art imitates art.
Exactly.
Art imitates life, art imitates art.
I had, like, just started watching it, too, so I realized, like, immediately, like, oh, fuck, I, like, just wrote this. And then I was like, oh, this is funny. Like, I made a TikTok about it at, like, 2 minutes after I realized on the train, like, guys, this is so embarrassing. Like, I literally just wrote The L Word and thought it was original. Like, how stupid am I? And then I got thousands of comments being like, hey, like, Friends is not that different from How I Met Your Mother. Like, gay people can have stuff too. Like,
true.
Just make it. And I was like, oh my god, like, I will. And it's hard, but we have been. I, like, had a friend who I met at Cubbyhole, and I was like, you told me that you, like, took a screenwriting class in college. Do you want to, like, write something for me? Like, we barely know each other, but, like, I need, like, a writer. And we just, like, hung out in their room for, like, 4 hours just being like, and then maybe this can happen, and like this thing and that, and like had like Post-it notes all over the wall, like crazy people. And they wrote a whole fucking script with like these characters we came up with.
Wow.
And it was kind of like writing fan fiction, except for you were like, I'm gonna make people do this. Like,
They're gonna act it out.
Yeah, I'm literally, we were on set and we were like, we literally get to make these people kiss each other. Like, this is crazy. Like, I made up a person and now I get to like do things with them. It was so crazy.
That's
also,
crazy.
My eyes are watering so much because I am feeling joy. That happens to me.
I love that.
When I laugh too much, my eyes water. So if it looks like I'm crying, I'm not.
I'm crying with you. Shit. It's a
or I
beautiful
could
story.
be crying. Either way.
It's emotional.
Just feel moved by lesbianism.
Absolutely. Me every day.
Feel it with me in the studio today.
Here, Sappho's here. Actually, special guest Sappho.
Yes.
I was gonna surprise you, but yeah.
Oh my god, I'm so excited.
But like, that's amazing. Like, you literally. Well, one, I think it's so important to just pull and create.
Yeah.
And like, I think I was going through something, so I rewatched the entirety of the L Word on Google Drive. Yeah, because it's only on Paramount Plus, and I'm not doing that. And I think that's a setup. Anyway, I was rewatching all of it, and I started watching all the interviews that they did while the show was airing and all that stuff. And they,
I've never seen any of that, so actually you just unlocked something for me. Continue.
Every 50 minutes, it adds.
Okay, yeah.
And they say Eileen Shaken, who owes me a lot of money, and years of my life back. Season 6, I want that time back. Eileen Shaken, but she says something like I think it was a 10-year reunion. So it was like 2018. Something like, when talking about Gen Q and how they were doing a spinoff, like when we ended the show, we opened so many doors. Like, that show, as there's so much to be said about the show, but it opened so many conversations and space for like lesbians to exist and be 3-dimensional characters. And she was like, when we stopped doing it, we expected to pass the torch. And then nobody took the torch.
Nobody there waiting.
There was no one waiting. And that's why they did Gen Q. And I think like doing something like this, especially being started by like a Black femme lesbian, like doing it in New York, like in community, like really like
it is
born out of
very community based.
Born out of Cubbyhole even. Like,
literally every single thing that we do is just like us posting on like Instagram or TikTok being like, does anybody know how to do this? We just posted yesterday. Are any of you guys accountants? Like, does anybody help
at this point? Like, and and people show up, no?
Yeah. Every single time they show up, and I literally said from the beginning, I was like, this is going to be based on the lesbian phone tree, because I am not a Nepo baby. I have no connections in the film industry. I have no experience. Like, I'm just trying to, like, become Shonda Rhimes.
Right. Off vibes.
Yeah.
And passion.
Literally off vibes. Like, just the fact that I work at Cubbyhole is, like, the reason that this exists. And I knew that going into it, which is why I put my whole pussy into that job. I was like, this is going to get me places, because lesbians have a lot of respect for this place, and so do I.
Real.
And it's our temple, it's our church, it's where we come together.
Yes, it really is.
So, yeah, just, like, and every person who, like, worked on the set, like, nobody, like, got paid. None of us got paid to be there. It was like fully volunteer, and people were working. They were passionate about the project. It was serious. Like, it was amazing. I love Hating Lesbians.
I love lesbians. That's such an incredible story, honestly. Like, just like they're gonna make a show about the show about the show. Like, just like, wow, people just coming together, especially in times like these. Like, people just coming together off raw, like, solidarity, support, love, community care. You just start vlogging, man. Like, I want to know what the BTS is. Like, that's crazy. So, wait, when does it come out? Oh my god, yes, we have gang.
This is our fundraiser, our first ever fundraiser at Stonewall. It was so cute and fun, and I really thought nobody was going to show up. Like, I planned the whole thing myself and was like, I really hope people come and, like, donate, but, like, whatever. And I just had, like, volunteers to, like, perform to make it kind of like an event. And so many fucking people showed up. And we're like, yeah, this is, like, cool and exciting. Like, I'm excited to say that I was here for this. And I was like, guys.
No, the lesbians are hungry.
No, literally. Like, it's so sweet. Now I'm actually going to cry. No, it's fine. It's fine. I'm not going to cry.
It's okay.
Anyway, I love Hating Lesbians.
Well, can you give us I want to know what the show's about. I've been fiending to know.
It's, like, about, like, gay stuff. I don't know.
It's about gay stuff. People ask me what my podcast's about. I'm like,
no, people be like, how'd you meet that person? Gay stuff.
Gay stuff. How'd we meet even? Gay stuff.
Gay stuff. Literally, I ran into you on the street, like, being gay. But it's just, like, for example, like, 2 of them are on the same rugby team. One of them is like, hey guys, I did take one page out of the L Word. One of them does start out as bisexual. That is also a page from my life.
Real.
Where she's like, I like men, and then that's not true. Which will happen.
It does. It's been known to many such cases.
Yes.
Is what I'll say.
It's we've all been there. And that's kind of why it's not like about decentering men, but it does decenter men.
It's intrinsic.
Yeah.
You know,
and the title even like was inspired by the L Word in the way that I was like, what's a fun way to be like, this isn't the L Word? Because they won't say lesbian in that title, but I love that word. I've probably said it 100 times today too. And so I was like, what's like the next step up from like lesbian? I was like, I won't say dyke because then can't get picked up. Like they had to change dykes to drive away dolls.
Yeah,
so I was like, I was like, let me keep that word out of it, even though I wanted to so bad. And so I was like, oh, like, when you decenter men, you're a man-hating lesbian. And you're evil, and everyone hates you. So I was like, oh, perfect.
It's reclamatory.
Yeah. And it's also, like, no one ever forgets it.
Yeah,
it's very distinct, which I love.
It's kind of bold. You know, it's in the face. Like, I love that.
When does it come out? It's really the question everybody wants to know. What we made is a proof of concept.
Okay.
So it's not intended to be like put on YouTube or anything like that at this point. We are trying to take what we made in like the part of our script that we filmed, because we have a full pilot. We filmed about like half of it to be like, hey, this is what we made with no money, no resources, volunteers, and that's it.
Real.
But it's so good, and a lot of people really like it, and we have like a bunch of people following this that want to see it.
Yeah.
Give us money to make it.
Exactly.
Give us money to make it. Please. So, we might have a screening in New York at some point. But yeah, we're working on it. Looks good.
Wow.
It's pretty sick.
Oh my god.
I feel good about what we made.
I feel like, so how do you even, your life seems like a movie. Like, it's like you're on set, you're making this,
I make a lot of Pinterest boards.
It's just vision.
Yeah, no, genuinely. I walked in here and I was like, oh my god, I totally had a set like this on my Pinterest board. That makes perfect sense.
Oh my, so you're manifesting.
I do. No, it's serious.
That's beautiful.
I love to manifest.
But like, okay, I know that Cubbyhole does a cabaret, and you sing in it.
So I did have a show every other week at Cubbyhole.
Oh, wow.
Another thing I need money for. Hello. I did have a cabaret at Cubbyhole every other Sunday. Everybody wants to know where it went. The answer is our speaker system is shit, and you can't hear me. So if somebody wants to give us money so you can hear me sing at Cubbyhole,
right,
let me know. I did also do a solo show at Henrietta Hudson one time.
Oh, wow.
Feeling very proud of that as well. I love lesbian bars.
Yeah. Well, what's your vibe as a singer, as a musician?
I was trained in like jazz and musical theater mostly. I found that I hate singing musical theater now because of how much money was taken from me to learn how to do it. So now I do like a lot of like Amy Winehouse. I sang Tracy Chapman, Fiona Apple, like that sort of thing.
Love.
Thanks. And of course, my favorite song, the National Anthem.
Okay, so what is the lore?
It was Cubbyhole again.
Wow.
Believe it or not, it always is. One of my friends who bartends there was like, and he's a gay man, texts me and is like, or maybe he came up to me in person. I don't remember. Basically, he was like, I have a friend who does like programming and stuff for the Nets, not even the Liberty at the time. It was the Nets. And he was like, and they're doing like a pride game. And they asked me, because they were like, do you know any like gay men who would sing the national anthem? And he was like, no, but I know this little dyke who would love to do it.
There's always a little dyke.
Yeah, there's always a little dyke waiting in the wings to sing the national anthem. And I was like, oh, like maybe. Because it's like, at the time, first of all, it was a men's basketball team. So like, I don't care. Sorry. Sorry.
Why am I here?
Basketball is like fun and cool.
Yeah.
But like, men playing is like not super interesting to me.
There's no story there.
Yeah.
There's nothing to sink my teeth into.
Exactly. And the only teams that I knew about were women's basketball. So I was like, if it was women's, I would totally do it. But like men's, I don't know. And they had to like harass me to get me to like send in my audition for like a month. And we're like, hey, like the deadline. And it was literally my friend Omar, who works at Cubbyhole, being like, they asked you to send it by this day. Please, 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 please. And I was like, oh, fine. Like, I don't really like the National Anthem, obviously.
Yeah, not my favorite song.
No.
However.
Yeah, I don't really love it. Or what it stands for.
No.
And it's a hard song to sing also, and so, but like, I know the words. So
I happen to know the words.
I do know the words, which is kind of like the hardest thing about singing for me. So I was like, I'll do it. Like, fine. I sent it in thinking like, they're not even going to pick me. Like, they wanted a man. But then they did, which was so cool. And I was like, okay, like, this could be kind of fun, because I get the offer email that's like, we're going to give you a suite at Barclays Center, and like, blah, 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 blah. And I got to be like on the big, like,
the Jumbotron.
Yeah.
Yes.
People think it's televised. It's not. They don't televise the National Anthem, which is fine with me, because I don't want to be associated with that nationally.
Fair. That's really fair.
But I did that one, and then a couple months later, I get a text from like the same like programming person being like, do you want to do the Liberty? And I was like, yes!
Wow.
I do want to do the Liberty. And then I ended up getting to sing the National Anthem at the championship game, in which the Liberty won for the first time in, I believe, 20 years or something, which was the sickest thing ever. Like, I was like, oh, I'm so glad I put up with like singing for men to do this. Like, it's all divinely guided, because that was like the best.
Win for little dykes everywhere.
Literally, it was
like,
so much fun. And also, like, personally, my favorite thing about it is that other people think it's way cooler than I do, because they're like huge fans. And so they're like, when people hear that I did that, they're like, holy shit, you sang! And I'm like, I did.
Yeah, it's just something on the weekend.
Like. Yeah, I just like, they didn't pay me for it or anything. But, like, I'm so generous and kind that I did sing the National Anthem.
It was so sacrificial, but I'm a giving person.
Yeah.
That's fucking amazing.
Okay, period.
Jumping off the fact that we are both gay.
Yeah.
I found some lesbian qualms on Reddit that we can give advice to.
Oh, I'm so excited.
I'm kind of scared. This is the first time we're trying this, so let's see. Fell for best friend. Okay, classic.
Okay.
Classic lesbian issue. Hey, I, 18F, think I kind of like my best friend of 2 years, also 18F, but she proclaims to be straight, but has a very masc energy to her and is very dominating, and all my gay and straight friends still say she's gay, but she strongly disapproves. She supports me being lesbian though, and says I'll have a wife someday. She really takes care of me, doesn't let me do anything, and does everything for me, and calls me cute nicknames all the time. We are really touchy-feely and are always holding hands or touching in some way, though she doesn't like physical touch at all, except for when it's me.
Right.
But we have never ever kissed each other other than on the cheek or forehead, which is normal, by the way, to me. Lately, I have started to feel things. We are in our last year of school and are going to be separated, obviously, but I'm also very scared to say something crazy and ruin the friendship, so what should I do?
Okay. I love this question.
I love this question.
First of all, I've never had the issue of, well, not since I was a freshman in high school have I had the issue of having a crush on someone who was straight, and they weren't. So,
yeah.
And now they're dating my roommate. So, yeah, I love the lesbian phone tree.
It's one circle.
Yeah, it's all, the chart is a circle.
It's real and it's a circle.
I am someone who's very patient and also very crazy. And in my opinion, the best thing to do here is definitely to tell them.
You think?
Yes, but that's because I've never kept anything to myself ever once. So I'm like, I'm a Gemini. It's worse.
I'm a Libra. Look at us, air signs.
I love exactly.
They're like, exactly.
That's why it took us so long to get in the studio, because we were yapping. It was the air sign energy.
It's true.
I have never once like had a crush on someone and not told them.
Same, Loki.
Or even if I don't tell them, like, it's apparent, and then I tell a bunch of other people, so then they like know. So I'm like, well, of course you have to tell them. Like,
yeah.
Especially if you're about to be separated.
I agree. That's the only reason I would say yes.
Yeah, there's gonna be physical space between them, so like, and that's the time.
It also seems like this person, like, she might be like, she's got some dominating energy, and straight women can dominate. That's
Also,
allowed, but
the thing about the no physical touch except for me.
I'm like,
Right.
I think she might be figuring her own thing out, and I think college could be a great space for her to do that, and she might not come to that conclusion as much if this girl isn't like, I like you. It could prompt something in her. And
exactly.
Then she'll miss you, and then she'll be like, wow, I did really like cuddling with her, and then boom, I'll see you at winter break. Like,
and I think that just being like, hey, no pressure.
Yeah.
I know you're not gay.
Right.
But I have these feelings for you. I just wanted to be clear about it. Because one thing about me is I'm going to just say it.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say it.
No, I absolutely. Even when I shouldn't, I speak, I feel.
Yes. Have to speak on it.
That's like half the reason I have a podcast. I was like, actually, y'all are going to hear me.
Yeah. Yes.
But I do think she should do something like very dramatic, even though I hate waiting, and just do it like as soon as they're about to like leave for college or something.
Okay, I was thinking the same thing, but then I was like, but what if she's like, I am in love with you, let's kiss on the mouth right now. Oh my gosh. Lesbian long distance relationship. True. Every time.
But that'll get you too. That's a different Reddit post for real. Like, yeah. That's a whole other qualm.
Yeah.
This isn't even advice. I just wanted to talk about this and we were already talking about the L word. Who do you think is the most accurate L word character? Most true to life?
Okay, first of all, it mentions the 3-digit body count, and I have to say, like, I don't think well, that's not true. I definitely know somebody who is, I don't know, like, 3 digits, that's, like, crazy, but it's a high number. Oh. I've met people like that.
Like a Shane type.
I wouldn't say that they remind me of Shane. I would just say that they go to the lesbian bar and pick up bitches like it's their job. And every day there's a new one. And it's honestly like, there's like, when I first started going to the bar, I don't even remember this person's name, but there was someone that I would see every single time I went to the bar, talking to a different girl, leaving with her. Wow. And I was like, and it happens all the time. Like, there are really people who like have it down to a science.
I mean, I've met a couple.
Yeah.
I've met a couple.
Yeah. But I'm like, I just feel like, what? Like, why? Like, literally, why? Like, however, I think, let me think about it. Also because they're LA lesbians. And we're New York lesbians.
That's true.
Different.
It really is different.
That's why Hating Lesbians is better.
I agree.
Yeah.
You know they're trying to do L word in New York, though. We can't, okay. No.
I can't even
no free promo
speak about it. And also, they just started a production company.
Really?
Eileen and the actress that plays Bet, I can never remember her name,
Jennifer
but
Beals.
Yes, I was like, I follow her on Instagram. They just started a production company called Run Amok.
Okay.
I was like, so pick me up then. Like, give me some money then. They had Renee rap at their, like, opening party. I was like, why was I not invited? That's so fucked up. Anyway.
Emailing this clip to Eileen Shaken.
Yeah, like, what the hell?
Like, Eileen, come on.
Come on.
You owe us something.
I love you. Why don't you love me back? Anyway, back to this question. I think, honestly, it's Alice.
That's true.
Because she's, like,
yeah,
nosy as fuck.
Yeah.
She makes bad choices.
Absolutely.
She almost ended up in a throuple.
Yeah. True to life.
Maybe I'm just talking about myself. Maybe I'm like, well, she reminds me of me. So.
I also think I'm an Alice.
I went to a comedy show, the Lex Word,
Oh.
the Lex comedy show that was
yeah.
like the L Word themed, and they did this bit where they were like calling people out in the audience and being like, oh my god, Shane, is that you? And then asking them questions. It was so funny. And of course they came up to me and pointed at me and went, Alice! And all my friends start cackling because I'm such a gossip that I've been called a local news source by many people. And so them being like, Alice, you know who everyone in this room has slept with. And I was like, not funny. That's not funny at all. I'm mad, but also God. Right. Like, yes.
No, I've been known to make a chart or two. And I know you have one.
It's up here. Did you ever watch Sherlock?
No.
There's like a thing in Sherlock where they're talking about like this library of like blackmail and people, and they go to try to like get into it, and he's like, it's all in my mind. You can never destroy it. Like, that's me with the chart.
That's the chart.
People like make the chart, and I'm like, I keep it hidden in my mind.
It's locked, like lock and key.
Yeah, it's locked away, but I do know, to be clear.
I love the community. Gosh. I feel like I know the Man Hating Lesbians that was like heat too. Like, who's getting married? Like, what's fine?
I like showed up and like, so we have like a rugby scene in it, and I was not able to be on set for like a couple of the days, but I was there for the rugby team, obviously, because I love butch and masked lesbians. So I was like, rugby day, I'll be there. When you guys have extras playing sports, I'll be there. And I was like walking around, like just looking at like everybody, and I was like, how many of you guys have already fucked? Like, it's my first day on set, but like some of you guys have already fucked. A couple of you broke up already, I can tell. That's actually, I don't know that for sure, sorry guys, but like I can feel it.
I mean, if you need any more extras, I've been known to be free on Sundays, Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays.
Girl, me too.
Would you tell a friend how you feel about them if you're pretty sure a relationship between the two of you would be toxic?
Right.
We, both in our mid-20s, have so much chemistry, and I love hanging out with her, but she has anger issues and other problems. Obviously, I'm not perfect either, but her stuff is much more intense than mine. She's in therapy and has mostly been receptive when I've brought up concerns, but still, I don't know. I also don't think she sees me as anything more than a close friend, and we don't even talk that often. I'd say we text about once a week and hang out 1 to 2 times a month. I think I should not even bother, but I haven't been able to get the feeling to go away, and it's been like a goddamn year. Please help. This is interesting. I don't know.
There's a lot of layers to this question.
I agree.
I changed my opinion like 3 times.
That's a good one, yeah.
First of all, when people are like, I can't get the feelings to go away, just go fuck somebody else.
Bro.
Like, you're fine.
Yeah.
But at the same time.
I needed to hear that.
Okay, what changed my mind from no to yes, because I heard anger issues and I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
Because I will not, a bitch that yells.
No, never.
Literally no. Like,
No.
there's absolutely no way.
Because why are you yelling?
Because why are you yelling?
Right.
There's no reason to yell, ever.
Yeah.
And anger issues also can imply, like, violence, which I don't, absolutely do not fuck with. No. But, and other problems also, I'm like, anger issues and what? Like, what is
Do
it?
tell OP.
No, I'm like,
what
is
do you
it,
mean?
like, what is it? In therapy and receptive.
That's what I shifted something for me, too. Because
Yeah.
like, okay, so she knows she's working on herself.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm like,
that's
maybe
good.
wait until the therapy has really, like,
Sifted it. But it's 2 different hills, though. Because it's like, toxic, but also like, does she even like me? You know?
And you know my stance on that. I'm like, say it.
Yeah.
Tell them.
I kind of think they should tell them.
Yeah, I think so too. I also think that mentioning the fact that you don't necessarily think it would be a good idea.
It builds more tension.
Yeah, exactly.
That sounds fun.
We shouldn't.
We really should.
You're not well. That's hot. I love gay people.
The update's like, so we fucked.
We fucked, and then it was bad. It was
talk
bad.
no more.
And we shouldn't have been together. You guys are right.
I mean, maybe she just needs to learn the lesson that she already knows. You know,
Yeah.
which is like, yeah, this might not work, but like, if it's been a year, I think just be real, be honest, ride it out.
Yeah.
You live and you learn.
Also, I saw a TikTok, obviously, but it was great advice. It was like one of those like fake TikTok therapists that was like, you don't have to explore every connection. And I was like, let's let that sit for a second. What the fuck?
I don't even understand.
It was like, just because you like that person and they like you doesn't mean you actually have to do something about it.
Whoa.
And I was like,
wait.
free will is crazy. Wait, what the fuck?
Huh.
Right? I was like, oh my God.
Well, then what do? You just...
Another piece of advice I got, this is from a dear friend, is I was like, yeah, like, I'm attracted to this person, and they're clearly attracted to me, but they also annoy me, and we don't have a lot in common, and, like, I don't know, it's kind of like a weird thing, like, and they were like, you can just, like, enjoy the fact that they like you, and actually what she said was, like, ooh, do I want to say this? Yeah. I was like, I don't know. And she was like, you can just, like, go home and masturbate about the fact that they like you and just, like, not do anything about it. You don't even have to touch them. And I was like...
Wait, I think you just changed lives.
I know, right? I was like, I needed to hear that so bad, dude.
Like, they need you bound on r/lesbian gang. But I wanted to ask about your relationship to blackness, femininity, queerness. How do you feel as being, like, a black femme?
Oh, what a question. I've been trying to, like, really connect with it more, especially because, like, coming from a very white area, going from a very white high school to a musical theater college, I really felt super separate from my blackness. Also, I'm not going to talk about, like, the whole TikTok debate about biracial people and, like, our parents and everything, but my mom is white. Sue me. And so I just, like, I grew up feeling very, like, separate from blackness, and then at the same time, like, obviously the white people were like, you're different from me, like, get away. But I felt more comfortable with, like, the rejection from the white people because I knew what to expect and I knew what they didn't like about me, and I thought that trying to be a member of anything that, like even the Black Student Union at my college, they were like, hey, join us. And I was like, I can't. Like, it was that crazy. Like, that I was just like, I can't handle not feeling black enough, but I can handle being too black for the white people. Like, that's fine. And I still, to this day, am so often the only black girl in a really white room.
Same.
People will mention my work at Cubbyhole. It is known for being whiter than other bars, and that is, like, on my mind constantly. But I would say, like, being a lesbian and finding my identity as a femme lesbian has helped me with my blackness, especially because of, like, the relationship of a black woman to femininity and how it's, like, been kept from us. And, like, also being hyper femme is often, like, a way to be more palatable. But I went from using femininity to be palatable to, like, white people and men, and more of, like, a way to express myself and, like, protect other people in my marginalized communities. But yeah, it's ongoing.
I really feel that. Yeah. I really feel
it's rough out there.
I've been thinking, it's hard to, I think, because I'm also someone who's so passionate about lesbianism and passionate about lesbian spaces, passionate about lesbian films, and, like, I really feel like I've been in New York for, 5 years, and it was a thing where I was like...
same. Like, exactly same.
Wait, yo!
Slay.
Shit. We need to chat. But it's been a thing where I've had to reckon with the facts that I've spent so much of my life feeling unwelcome off in, like, white spaces where I grew up, and finally finding, like, I'm like, no, I'm gay, yo, I'm here in the gay space, and still feeling like, oh, fuck, I'm on the fringes still, or this isn't quite for me, and it's something, I think, like, even with something like The Bush, where I feel like The Bush is not, like, an explicitly, but it kind of is.
Yeah,
it's like
definitely.
a black lesbian-centered space, and even just, I think, the emergence of something like that has changed. I went to the Woods Wednesday on the first Woods Wednesday of the year, and I was like, this is like, something shifted here. Yeah. You know, like, I do feel like just even having that one space and just being loud and proud and, like, being like, I don't know. I think I'm talking now about lesbian bars, but I just think,
that's always what it's about.
Intersectionality is crazy.
Yeah.
And also, I really love what you said about femininity and feeling like, I love the history of hyperfemininity and context with butchness.
God,
and
me too, I'm gonna cry.
the protectiveness, like, it's, oh my gosh, it's actually everything to me. And I think that intersected with blackness is beautiful because it's safe. You know, it's a safe space to reclaim being feminine.
Exactly. And there are so many, sorry, one more thing.
Because we're not really, like,
there's just, like, learning about, like, the history of lesbians and how there always have been, like, black lesbians that present a myriad of different ways.
Absolutely.
And feeling really, like, connected to them in, like, my life. And, like, I was reading a book about how often lesbians always used to choose different names for themselves, like, even, like, before it was, like, a gender thing, and how, you know, butch femme relationships were, like, protective, and I just was like, oh my god, like, without even knowing these things, like, I'm just like them.
Yeah.
And feeling really connected to, like, that ancestry, and, like, you know, sometimes slavery takes away being connected to your ancestry and knowing where you came from, but, like, having the queer ancestors that we can, like, learn about and feel connected to is, like, I'm gonna cry. It's so nice.
I might cry too.
I was like, lesbianism, like, oh my god, wow.
Oh my god, thank you so much for all of that. Like, everything you just said, I feel literally like I was washed in a lesbian flag rainbow shower.
I love to make people feel that way.
I feel renewed. I'm going to Cubbyhole tonight. Like,
oh my god, I'll see you there.
Where'd you go?
Yes, of course.
Well, y'all, watch Men Hating Lesbians whenever it may appear.
Yeah.
Follow them.
Yeah.
Go to Cubbyhole, support lesbian bars, and follow Malia.
Yeah. Also, depending on when this is coming out, we're throwing a party on March 5th to fundraise for Men Hating Lesbians. So
give them money.
Look out for that.
Yes. Thanks for watching. Thanks to M&N Studios, again, forever and always for the space. And stay gay. Just came up with that one.
Yeah.